Hi, I'm Jana June and I like to make stuff. I'm a sewist with a focus in garment and costume making, and today I'm going to show you the process of me trying to recreate this designer Oscar de la Renta dress. I was minding my own business, scrolling on the internet as you do when I got this ad. I thought the print was cute, so I clicked, and that's when I found out it was a designer dress by Oscar de la Renta, and it was $2,490. Suffice to say, that is out of my price range. The very next day at work, we got this fabric in, and I felt like I had to give it a shot. I made some adjustments to the design as I went and ended up making it reversible, so if you are interested in seeing how I did that, let's get into it. I'm using Simplicity 9236, which is a princess seam dress. I thought about just cutting it out of my fashion fabric to save time, but I knew something like this would be very unlikely to fit without adjustments. I started by tracing out my pattern and traced all the pieces onto my pattern paper to cut them out. I decided to do a mock-up, but I'm only really worried about how the bodice will fit, so I cut out the bodice pieces from some white cotton and stitched it together. Here's my first fitting after I put a few pins in, and you can tell it's too big and the proportions are way off. I started moving the pins around and folding the fabric where needed until it fit better. I marked where my waistline is and tried to move the bulk to seam lines where I could easily make the changes to the pattern pieces. There are folds on the side front pieces that change the shape of the pattern completely. I put a star on this side so I could use it as my model for the pattern piece. I also wanted to lower the back pieces to better emulate the original design. I tried marking it myself and failed, so I had my girlfriend help me out. After taking off my mock-up, I made markings along all of the pins on the fabric. Then I transferred those markings to my pattern pieces. I cut and taped the side front pieces back together to change the overall shape, and I used a French curve to help smooth out the edges. I also folded along the torso to shorten it so the top would stop at my natural waist. After making all the changes, I recut and made a whole new mock-up. The fit is much better than the first mock-up, but I still had too much length in the straps. This should be fixed by doing an angled seam at the shoulder, which is another adjustment I can now make to my pattern. Turning to the back, I made it a bit too low since I'd prefer to be able to wear a bra with this dress. I'll add about an inch or inch and a half to the height of the back, and you can see that it would be difficult for the straps to stay in place with the wide neckline and super low back. Raising it up a bit will help, but luckily the original design has a tie across the shoulders, so I'm not worried it will be an issue in the end. I also did some tests off camera to make sure the skirt would fit. I had to add a small bit of space in the hips. I also didn't want to have a seam line at the waist, so I overlapped my pattern pieces to make them continuous from the bodice to the skirt and recut them as full pattern pieces. Hi, hello, it's been a minute. I got annoyed with myself because I wasn't paying close enough attention when I laid out the dress pattern pieces, and so they're not going the directions I wanted them to go for the print. And I just really got frustrated with myself for that, and I didn't want to buy more fabric because I just don't want to spend more money on it than I have to, and it's gonna look fine. I was just annoyed. So I got this idea to make the dress reversible, because basically when you're cutting out a full lining for the dress, you're cutting out the dress a second time. Then I was like, well, no, I don't want to waste my time and blah, blah, blah. So now I'm like, what if I get annoyed looking at it going the direction I didn't want it to? So why wouldn't I want to wear it in all black, you know? So I think if I make the back a lace up, I can turn it inside out and wear it whichever way I want. What do you think? I think I'm gonna do it. And I did. I made 4 sets of pockets since the skirt is wide enough to hide the bulk. These weren't part of the original pattern, so I kind of freehanded them. After attaching the individual pocket pieces to the sides of the dress, I laid the print dress and the black dress pieces right sides together. I sewed the neckline and the arm side together. I turned it out through the straps, which took a while because it was a tight squeeze. And now it's almost a dress. I put some interfacing at the center back where I plan to add a lace up. I later added a strip of boning here for added stability. I sewed the back of the dress where the lace up would end with black fabric and floral fabric right sides together. Then from that point down, I matched up black to black and floral to floral. The slit and the bottom of the skirt were sewn with floral to black. I left a portion of the hem open so I could turn it back out and did a slip stitch to close it. I added some grommets to the back to lace it up and voila! Now I have a dress. Really proud of this dress. I obviously made some changes to it along the way, but I ended up with something that fits me perfectly, is really similar to the inspiration. I figured out how to get 2 dresses in one, and I saved well over $2,400. Like, the only thing I bought specifically for this dress was the floral material, which was about $30. Everything else I already had at home. Even if I had to buy everything brand new, depending on the fabrics you choose, it could be upwards of 50 or so bucks. That's still well over $2,400 in savings. Worth it. 2 dresses, worth it. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and like and subscribe down below so you can come back and hang out with me. I don't have a consistent posting schedule of any kind right now, so maybe ring the bell, or, you know, just keep an eye out. Or I guess you could follow me on like Instagram and TikTok at Jana.June. Okay,